Front door goes. "Is that you, Ryan?" I shout from the kitchen. A grunt, then footsteps up the stairs. I hear Ryan's bedroom door being shut. "Hiya, Mum, how are you?" I mutter sarcastically as I enter the hallway and retrieve his coat and his school tie that he's thrown on the floor. I sigh. It's true what they say about teenagers. They lose the inability to communicate. Ryan was always such a talkative little lad, never shut him up. And now he's 14. Hormones, I suppose. Plus, this situation with his dad probably isn't helping. Speaking of which, I pick up the official-looking brown envelope that arrived in the post this morning and head upstairs. I knock softly on Ryan's bedroom door. No answer. "Ryan," I say, and I can hear the sounds of gunfire and shouts coming from his bedroom. He's on the computer, again, or gaming, as he calls it. Why are video games so violent these days? "Ryan," I shout louder, still no answer. I open the door and enter, and there he is, sat in front of his computer screen with his headphones on. He senses me in the room and pauses the game. Looks angry. "Don't you ever knock?" he grumbles. "I did." "You obviously didn't hear," I say. "Good day at school?" I ask. He eyes me suspiciously. "What do you want, Mum?" I take the letter out of the envelope and hand it to Ryan. "Your dad's filed for divorce," I say. Doesn't say anything. It's not a surprise. Richard's been gone over 6 months. Yet it all seems so final. I worry how Ryan will take it. I know he's hurting inside. He's close to his dad. Ever since Richard left, Ryan has become withdrawn, and he just doesn't talk about things. Just retreats into his room and plays on these computer games. It's a gaming community, he once told me. Whatever that means. It all seems so technical and violent, not like it was in my day. Computer games used to be all about giant spiders and space invaders. And Sam and Lee from school are part of the same gaming community, he told me once. To appease me, I suppose. We compete and chat, he said. "Ryan," I say gently, do you want to talk about anything? The letter, your dad?" He shakes his head. He's already turned away from me and towards the computer screen. "I'll go and make dinner," I say. And as I leave the room and turn to shut the door, I can see he's dropped the letter unread on the floor. His headphones are on and I can hear the sounds of the game. Loud and persistent. One evening, I'm ironing my work uniform when I hear Sam, Ryan's friend, about to leave the house. He's been upstairs with Ryan, gaming, I assume, I guess. Ryan opens the door for him, and then, once Sam has gone, Ryan heads back upstairs. I wait until I hear Ryan's bedroom door shut, and then I quickly grab my coat, quietly open the front door, and catch up Sam, who's already halfway down the road. Sam looks surprised to see me and stops. "Can I have a word, Sam?" I say. "Always got time to talk to a gorgeous lady," he says. "Cheeky sod," I say, laughing. Honestly, he's only 15. I don't know where he gets his confidence from. I wish he'd give some to Ryan. Does Ryan seem okay to you?" I ask him. I'm a bit worried with all this stuff with his dad and the divorce. And has he said anything to you? Sam shakes his head. He doesn't really mention that sort of stuff to me, says Sam. To be honest, he probably talks more to Henry. I tell Sam, I don't know who Henry is. Is this Henry in the same form at school? I ask. No, he's a gaming friend, Sam tells me. You must see by my face, I don't understand. Henry is a bit older, 19 I think. He's like a computer genius, created his own server and everything. Sam tells me they compete on games through this server that Henry has set up. But you chat to each other as well, I say. Sam laughs. Yeah, we chat sometimes. He's okay, it's Henry. You can talk to him, you know, even though he is a few years older. And he has this really cool avatar. It's lost me. I mean, God, I only work mornings in a laundrette. Never come across avatars and servers in my job. I knock on Ryan's bedroom door. No answer as usual, so I walk in. Ryan sat with his headphones on. He sees me and blanks the computer screen. Who's Henry? I ask him. He pauses. A friend. Why? He says defiantly. Ryan, I say, I need to talk to you properly downstairs. He pauses again. I'm busy. What do you want to say? I take a deep breath. We're going to have to move, Ryan. I can't afford to keep this house on a part-time wage. I'm sorry, love, but with your dad gone... He pauses again. I get this feeling someone's talking to him on these headphone things he's wearing. Like they're telling him what to say. I'm not moving house, says Ryan. I knew he'd be like this. I can't afford the bills, I say, my voice rising in frustration. Fine. I'll go and live with Dad, he says. Oh, I feel like I've been winded. I can't believe after everything his dad did, running off with another woman, that he'd actually want to go and live with him. I look at the headphones. Ryan, I say, is someone talking to you through these things? I make a move towards him and I go to grab the headphones and he immediately stands up. Fuck off, he shouts. Get away from me. There's a silence between us for a few seconds. Oh God, I can feel the tears welling up in my eyes. And I turn and I rush out of the room into the bathroom. I sit on the edge of the bath and the tears are streaming down my face. I haven't cried like this since Richard left. Ryan, he must have heard me. And I want him to come after me and put his arms around me. Tell me everything's going to be all right. He doesn't come. And all I can hear are the sounds of his computer game. One day, I've just finished my shift at work, my morning shift, and I'm in the precinct. I'm heading for the estate agents. Some paperwork to sort out over the house being put up for sale. It's been on the market for 3 months now, but we've only had a handful of viewings. Ryan's being awkward, of course, barely speaks to me. But at least he hasn't followed through with his threat to move in with his dad. I'm just walking past the hardware shop and I see a group of school kids coming out of the burger place, all laughing and joking. I recognise the school uniform, same school as Ryan. And then I see Ryan's mate, Sam. He spots me. Hello, gorgeous, he shouts over. Oh, God, blush. It's my favourite MILF. He really is shameless, but I don't mind it really. He's a good lad and he always puts a smile on my face. I walk over to Sam. His mates sit on a bench and eat the burgers. I haven't seen you for a while, I say. Did Ryan not tell you? He says. It turns out they've fallen out. I'm a bit surprised, but it'd explain why he hasn't been around the house lately. I ask him what happened. I got booted from the gaming group we use, he says. Booted? I say, confused. Henry banned me. It's his server, he tells me. He banned Lee too. I ask him why, and Sam looks a bit uncomfortable. He started asking us to do things. Weird stuff. I told him I wasn't going to do it. Got a bad feeling about this. What kind of stuff? I ask. He looks at his mate on the bench and takes a step away from them as if he doesn't want them to hear. Henry was giving us forfeits if we lost a game, he says. He'd ask us to take an item of clothing off, or he'd watch or ask us to post pictures. Me and Lee didn't want to do it, so we told Henry to get lost. Can't believe I'm hearing this. What about Ryan? I say. Sam says Ryan seemed okay with it. Reckoned it was just a bit of a laugh. Besides, says Sam, Ryan really looks up to this Henry. He'd do anything for him. Sam said he tried warning Ryan at school, but he wouldn't listen. And then a few weeks ago, we had this big argument. Ryan came off social media and everything, he tells me. This Henry had told Ryan he'd heard me and Lee talking about him, saying we didn't like him, that kind of thing. I'm really struggling to process all this. Sam continues. But we never said anything about Ryan, honestly, Mrs. G. I don't know why Henry would lie to him, but Ryan believes everything he says. Oh, God, I've got a bad feeling about Henry. Have you ever seen Henry? I say. Not really, says Sam, apart from his avatar, of course. We had this video call once, but Henry was in this dark room. We could hardly see him. Sam tells me he's going to have to go. Afternoon lessons start in 10 minutes. Just before he goes, he turns to me and says, at first, I thought Henry was sound, like a friend. You could chat to him. But now, he trails off. I ask him to continue. Sam pauses as if he's searching for the right words. He's controlling, Sam tells me. He doesn't like people saying no to him. When I get home, I go straight to Ryan's room. He won't be back for a few hours from school, so... I'm raging inside. Angry at this mysterious Henry, whoever he is. And I'm angry at myself for not being aware of what's been going on. One thing's for sure. He's banned from his computer, his laptop, everything until I find out exactly what's been going on. I rip out plugs and place consoles and wires in an old cardboard box. God, I'd forgotten how much computer stuff he has. Most of it bought by his dad. Guilt, probably. I place the box under my bed and then return to Ryan's bedroom. Just his iPad now. He sometimes takes it to school, so I might have to wait till he gets home. And then I glance around his room. It's a mess. Clothes everywhere. And I see the iPad under a pile of school folders. It's still plugged in. My phone beeps. It's a message from Ryan. Going to a friend's after school, back later. He's obviously still angry with me about the house move, but, well, I'm glad he's seeing his mates. Especially after him falling out with Sam and Lee. Besides, gives me a chance to prepare what I'm going to say to him when he gets home. Why I've confiscated his stuff. And what exactly this Henry has been asking him to do. A message back. Which friend? Please be back by 8:30. No response. I return to the iPad and unplug it, and to my surprise, he's left it on. Password protected, of course. I'm just about to switch it off and put it in the box, with everything else, and I remember a few months ago seeing something that looked like a password scribbled in the back of one of his school books. I remember it because it was Barney something, and Barney was the family dog. He died a few years ago. I pause, as despite all my worries, I still don't know whether I should be trying to access my teenage son's iPad. But yeah, I type in Barney. I know it was a number that followed a try 8, my birthday. Incorrect password. Oh God, mentally trying to recall the words on the paper. So I try 9. No, it was a double digit. Of course, 18. Ryan's birthday. Barney, 18. I type it in, and this time, no message flashes up. I'm in. Ryan's emails are up on the screen. I still feel like I'm betraying Ryan, and my hands are clammy. It's full of messages, and most of them from the same email address. Hal2000 at something or other. Hal. Derived from Henry. I vaguely remember that from O-level English. Some Shakespeare play, I think. I scroll down. There are literally hundreds of emails. I open one at random. Don't listen to her, Ryan. If she really cared about you, she wouldn't be making you move house. And I realise to my horror, he's talking about me. And then another email. Nice photos, Ryan. You've been working out. Bet you look even better in the flesh. I feel ill. Emails about school. Forget school, Ryan. You've a job for life waiting for you here. I'll train you to create computer programs. And then about his friends. Ignore Sam and Lee. They're losers. I quickly check his sent messages. Again, page after page of emails sent to this Henry. And lots of them with attachments, photos of Ryan. Some of them fairly innocent, but others, he's undressed and doing stuff. Oh God, I pick up my phone now. I'm going to have to ring Richard. Answer phone. Richard, I say, please ring me. It's important. It's Ryan. I think he's in trouble. I return to the email inbox and I notice the first email is still bold. It hasn't been opened. The email said it arrived today at 2:45 this afternoon from Henry's email address. I'm just about to open it when the email registers as being read, and I'm confused at first, but I realise Ryan can access the emails from his phone. It's after 3 now. He'll be leaving school. I check the email. It simply says, "See you later, Ryan. Don't forget the address. And remember, this is our secret. Don't want your mum worrying. Can't wait to finally see you in person. Henry." Ryan isn't seeing his friends tonight. He's meeting this Henry